The Seeker's Path. From hitchhiking in Hawaii to exploring some of the world's greatest mountain ranges. Join Selomon on a journey of self-discovery as he shares some of his greatest adventures. Follow along as he narrates true stories that are filled with mystery and excitement. Learn how you can find your own truth and gain insights and wisdom from his unique perspective. This is The Seeker's Path, where adventure awaits.
Previously on The Seeker's Path. I had a panic attack in winter of 2010 that inspired me to begin an epic adventure. In early 2011, there was an earthquake in Japan, and while checking out videos of the tsunami that came after that earthquake, I stumbled onto conspiracy theories and later found the Project Camelot podcast, where I heard a man describe a Kundalini awakening. After researching what a Kundalini awakening was, I had one of my own, and that allowed me to tune into many different things, including the destination of my epic adventure to the Rocky Mountains. Episode 4: Coming to Life. In early June of 2011, I was inspired to create a video. This video was a way for me to express what I was going through and to hopefully inspire others to break away from the material world and to find out what life was really about. I recorded myself hiking up to the top of a giant sand dune off of Lake Michigan. I mixed and cut in between the scenes of me hiking quotes and pictures. They referenced subjects like materialism, war, love, truth, things of that nature. One of the quotes was by Henry David Thoreau that said, "Rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth." This was a quote that I had recalled from the movie Into the Wild. It was a movie about a young man named Christopher McCandless who donated all of his money to charity. He got rid of all of his material possessions, and he set out on a journey into the Alaskan wilderness. His story did resonate with me, and it was very inspiring. Well, not the death part. Well, maybe the death of the ego. Anyway, back to the video that I was creating. So, I wanted to publish this video on YouTube, but before I could do that, I had to think of a title. This was when the idea of creating a YouTube series about my adventure began. That way, people going through similar experiences and awakenings could follow me along my adventure. What a great idea. So for the next few days, I began to brainstorm ideas for what I would call the series. One day during my lunch break at the retirement home, I sat at my desk and I began thinking. The Bring Me to Life song by Evanescence was on in the background. I had thoughts about all the awakenings and coming to life, and they started intermingling with everything that I was learning recently from videos and the podcasts like Project Camelot. And then a title floated into the center of my brain, and it was Project Bring Me to Life. I like it. It has a good ring to it. The acronym would be PBMTL, but the T doesn't really feel right, so let's switch it to a number 2, PBM2L. Yeah, I like that. I had a small piece of scrap paper in front of me, so I wrote the acronym PBM2L on it. Wouldn't it be cool if the logo could be drawn from the acronym, I thought? So I sketched out a little picture from those letters, and it ended up looking like the silhouette of a very simple figure with its arms raised and stretched over its head. It was like a person was really coming to life. I played around with it for a few days, and I finished with the figure holding their arms up in the middle of a crowd. Like, hey, I'm awakening, I'm waking up to how awesome life is. Now I had a logo and a title. So I created a YouTube channel called Project Bring Me to Life, and I uploaded the first video I made of me hiking up the mountain, and I called it Project Bring Me to Life Wake Up. Soon after, I made a Facebook page called Project Bring Me to Life so that I could promote the videos that I made on it and give updates on my adventure. The description of the Facebook page read, "Welcome to Project Bring Me to Life. This project is a soul-seeking journey that began in May. Many called this the awakening. The soul has been awakened from deep slumber and disconnection. We realize the system has us all in a deadly cycle of uncreative, repetitive, and uninspiring lives. Society is focused more on the material world than spiritual development. It has been decided that we are going to abandon the system and document the soul journey from Southwest Michigan to Colorado, and we will be publishing it on YouTube." A few days after I got all of that stuff together, I went to a local Meijer supermarket and bought a machete, some cooking pots and utensils, a mug, a knife, waterproof paper, flint for making fires, new hiking shoes, a first aid kit, and a few other things that I thought were necessary. The one aspect of the adventure that I did not plan out too much was where in Colorado I was going, or what I was going to do once I got there. I had a small red Mazda that was pretty old, but I held hope that it would make it. The hardest part of the trip was saying bye to everyone. I was leaving all of my friends, my family, and coworkers. It was especially hard to say bye to Drew and Drea. Everyone asked how long I was going to be out in Colorado or whether I was coming back at all, and all I could say was, I'm not sure. I had no plan for what I was going to do after I got to the Rocky Mountains. My last day working at the retirement home, I wrote a letter for each coworker that said, "Thanks for everything. I enjoyed working with you, and I wish you all the best in your life. P.S. You can watch my adventure to the mountains at youtube.com/Project Bring Me to Life." The response that I got from the elderly living at the retirement home when I told them that I was doing this, it was much more positive than I thought it would be. Most of them said, "Well, you should do it while you're single and don't have any kids." Some of the coworkers said that they had wished that they did something similar when they were young and single. I wanted Drew to come with me, but responsibilities and bills, they didn't let that happen. Near the middle of June, I set up my camera on a tripod and began filming the first scene for the adventure series. As I packed all of my belongings, getting rid of what wasn't necessary to me, and most of it fit in the very back of my car. It was a hatchback, so it had a decent amount of room back there. The rest of my stuff went on the seats in the back, including a box of canned food that my coworkers had all given me. The last thing to go in my car was the tripod and the camera. I put those in and walked upstairs to the room that Drew and I no longer shared. Him and Drea were sitting there on the couch watching me as I walked up. I went over and sat in the middle of them. "Well, this is it," I said with a bittersweet feeling overcoming me. Drea was the first to respond by saying, "Aw, I'm going to miss you." "Yeah, don't die while you're out there," was Drew's way of saying that he'll miss me too. And then Drew held up a blunt and said, "Shall we?" We lit up for what felt like the last time with each other, and then I headed to Coldwater, Michigan to say bye to my mom. So, tune in next time to see how that goes. My nugget of wisdom for today. It can be a struggle to let go of things that we find familiar. Getting outside of our comfort zone isn't something that we enjoy doing. So if you're in a situation where you know life is changing around you, maybe you're moving away from your friends or something like that, just remember that everything will be okay. You're being put in a position, a place, a situation to make your dreams come true. Let go of any resistance to life moving on, and you'll find it a much smoother process. Thanks for tuning in here to The Seeker's Path, and until next time, this is Selomon, signing out.